Hey, what's up, all you cats and dogs? How's it going? Welcome to the Mammy Mushrooms channel. I'm late today. I'm sorry. Uh, it was not my intention. I actually knew that I wasn't even going to be able to be here and forgot to let you know. So, that's a donk move on my part. I apologize for that. I had a dentist appointment. So, feeling a little sick to my stomach for how much money was just spent, but on one tooth. But I feel so much better just about being able to just be normal again. I don't know. I don't like dentists. I don't like doctors either. But you can't live with them and you can't live without them, right? So, here we go. This is PixelArt, by the way. This is the Mammy Mushrooms PixelArt hour, if you want to call it that. And I am very late, so there may be chaos going on around me and this and that, but it's the best I can do. I didn't want to skip the finale of spring, especially since we're so close to going into summer. So anyways, I am here at the Grandmaster Bunny. And we are going to probably finish it today. So, hey, let's get busy. Now, I've done a lot of work here since we were here last week. What? Oh my gosh. What happened? Well, we had what we call around here a debauchery night. And, they're usually on Friday nights. And Pappy and I play. But that wasn't it. I just had a long conversation with someone and I needed something to do with my hands. My hands were fidgety, so it was just like, okay, is this bad if I bring my Minecraft up? And I did it. It was terrible. Okay, copying. So this is also called pick block in your game settings. And you just decide what button you want it to be. Oops. Yeah, for me it's my right D-pad. So I'm just gonna flip those two up just for a minute while I get that one and that one. So guess what? All my baby chickens are roosters. So now Brittany died, in case anybody didn't remember or know or care, but that was a chicken that I loved and Peppy loved. And she was one of two hens on our small little farm. And she had, I incubated an egg from her and I incubated an egg from Tiffany, and we had two chicks survive. And we were like, woohoo, and they're both boys. So that's the dreaded, perplexed thing of a home farmer. A little, you got to do what you got to do in order to keep the flock happy and healthy. And trust me, it is not happy with 3 roosters. There's competition going on for her. Pretty soon, my AI says it's gonna get bloody. So, decisions have to be made, but not now. Right now, let's have some fun and play some pixel art and finish up this Grandmaster Bunny who's in no danger of being on someone's kitchen table. Gonna be here for a long time. Alright, so we came to this grid last time. We finished it up and then we moved on over. And I wanted to do that just so that we could get a good part of the bunny. And that was very selfish because that was so it would be clip worthy in case we didn't get enough time. So let's go ahead and after this last grid, there's just a few little things that we have to do here. So if you come down to this last little gold piece, so essentially what's happened in the pixel art you can see is that it is going back in a way. And so if you wanted, you could have another auxiliary color. And we're just going to have that be grass. And you could, at this point, watch out, little guy, fill all this in with whatever you're gonna have your background, be, if there is one. And that's what's going on here, is that it's supposed to look like the sand or the color of what the bunny is on is going up. And that's what we're working on. So I'm going to go ahead and fill mine in just to give you perspective. So as we go up and back, you can see that it gives a perspective of going backwards or uphill. And that's what you want. And so that's how come we keep going up every time we go up. So coming to this piece right here. One sec. My my screen shut down. Okay. We're gonna just come over and go up one and put a 6 and just make that our first mark. So it looks like that, okay? And then also bring it out three more times for a total of 4. If you don't know what I'm doing, you're definitely going to have to go back and, at least watch from the beginning of this and catch up with us and then finish, I guess. Complete it kind of on your own, but we'll do more. And if you like what we're doing, you're so much more welcome to come along with us. Best I can tell, there's probably like 8, maybe upwards of 11 people who might be making what I'm making. Not positive. Okay, next row is 6 6s. And so the same thing would apply here. This is going to be as if the piece is going uphill. And I'll make it even more like that as I begin to fill in the backside and do things to the backside when it comes to that. But for now, we're just going to go as far as the pixel piece goes and in 2-dimension. Okay? So it should look like that. And you don't have to do any of this. I'm just doing it to get it a perspective. Because I can see as I fill in the piece that it needs it. Next row is 6 6. So if I am slurring my words, it is because I just got out of the dentist and my mouth got stretched 7 ways to crazy. Okay, a single 8 right here, followed by 2 7s. But I didn't have any shots or anything. They just do some crazy stuff nowadays by stretching your lips out. Like she's like, it's like, okay, part of the procedure is we're going to be doing some very intense stretching of your mouth because we got to get some stuff in there. 3 7s, and then 2 7s. And so, oh man, I am not throwing right. Those are 6s. Sorry. See, I should not tell stories at all while I do pixel art. I always end up making a mistake. All right, let me start over. 8 7 7 right there. Then 3 7s. And then 2 7s. So anyways, they did everything like there within 2 hours. It was crazy. And they have like a 3D printer and stuff that prints out your new teeth, and it's just really weird. It was just a cap, but they call it a miller. Okay, a single 7 after you skip a row. So skip this row, and then 2 7s. And then skip 2 rows. And before I go further, I'm going to put my belt proper, which means bring this down. Put that up. Okay, so skip. I should mark off or I'm going to get lost. It's very small that we're doing here, and so I would just fly through this, and I'm having a hard time not just flying through it. 3 threes. A 6, 4, 4, 3. A 6, 6, 3, 4, 3. I gotta mark off. And then another 6, 6, 3, 4, 3. And the next row is a single 4 followed by 4 threes. Next row is 4, 4, 3. Oops. And then the top row is 3, 3. And that's it. It's just a little flower that finishes up. So you can kind of see how it goes uphill now. Okay. And that's why I filled it in. And I'll just keep filling in over on this side as well as we go along. Okay, we're going over to yeah. So if this is center, I think we had this one as center. This is L1. So we're going over to L1 and L2. And same thing, you can see how this came up a little bit right here. And so I'm going to go ahead and put some my auxiliary in there first. And then that auxiliary would okay. So it would also be the whole row of here. Yeah. We'll just do the one. There's more, but I'm just trying to... I'm trying not to put too much on your pixel art by doing whatever I'm doing on my pixel art. Okay. So come to this step up. Hold on. I'm back. And of course, I have to test my sound. So, hello? Yes, I hear myself. So I'm so sorry. Okay, here we go. Back on track. So coming to these 5 6s that we have here, this is the grid. Go past the grid and... Can you hear my rooster? Go past the grid and put an entire row of 6s that would continue on from these right here. That's a 6 too, but we're not going to change it yet. So it looks like that. This would be blank for you if you're not going to be filling in with dirt or anything. Or you might fill it in just with more gold. So it's all filled in as if the heel goes up. But I kind of like it this way. Okay, the next row starts with, you guessed it, 6s. We need 6 6s, and so we're going to go from left to right now. And then there's 1 7 and then 3 6s to the grid, and that fills out the grid. So we're on track now. We're moving. We'll probably move pretty quickly here. Next row starts out 6 6 7. A lot of 6s and 7s. Come and get ready. And then 6 7 6. And then 3 7s and a 6. Very good. Just like that. Okay, the next row starts out with a 7 and then a 6. Let's do that first. And then we have 6 7s. And then 2 6s to the grid. Next row starts out with, basically it goes 4 7s, a 6, 5 7s. What's making this advance is the speed at which I'm throwing the pixel art, in case I forgot to mention that. It's not necessarily the amount of colors, it's the way that I'm throwing it in front of myself and moving quickly and calling too. 8 8, 3 7s, 6 7, 6 6 7. This row starts out with 3 8s, 2 7s, 4 6s, and a 7 at the grid. In a minute here, I'm going to go out and take a screenshot. Next row starts out with 4 8s as well, or 4 8s, yeah. 2 7s, 4 6s. Okay. Okay, the next row starts out with 1 8, just 1. And then 5 7s. And then blank, blank, blank. And a 6. Blank, blank, blank. And a 6. Just like that. And so I'll be clearing the things that are behind here that, you know, like, I'll just do it now. This is a part of the pixel art where I do want you to see past and through, like here, but not at the eyes, and that's how come I filled the eyes in. Okay, so that's blank, that row's complete. On we go. The next row starts out with 2 blanks. So it goes blank, blank, 7 8. And then the rest of that is blank. So that's it for that row. Okay, and then the next row, starting at this 8, put an 8 here and then 1 there, and that's it for that row. And so now we're coming from the middle and we're going to move. It's just be much easier. So throw another 8 right there, and first starting left, 2 7s. And now starting right, 2 7s. And that's it for that row. The rest are blank. Okay, then the next row starts out in the middle again. Put a 7, just 1 7 like that, and then 3 7s to the left, leaving 1 blank at the grid. That's correct. And then 3 7s to the right. And there should be 2 blanks to the grid, and there is. Perfect. One of the things I like about this block and Honey block is you can put light behind it and really make it glow at night. And I'll demonstrate that if I have time. But I'm pretty sure this is going to be my last stream over, last scheduled stream. Okay, so right here is a 7, and then blank, blank, 8, or blank, blank, 7, and that's it. It looks just like that. Perfect. Next row has just a single 8 right there, like that. Easy peasy. And then go to your 3 and put a 3 there and a 3 there. Whoops, easy peasy that is too, huh? And then going straight up the center again like we have been. Put a 3 here, a 3 here, and then 2 4s on the left side. So it looks like that. And staying in this center here, we're going to go 3, 4 to one side, 3, 4 to one side, and then 4, 3 on the left side like that. Okay, staying in the center, we're going to go a 4 here, a 4 here, oops, and a 3 here, and then the rest are blank as well. Okay, and now you're going to skip from here. We're going to skip 2 rows. So skip, skip, and right here should be a 5. And I'm looking at this and I'm going to double check on my pattern, and yes, that is exactly where it's supposed to be. I see these colors in my pattern in after the grid. So one single itty bitty 5 right there. And now we're going to go right to left, and we need to get an 11. So up goes that. I'm going to put this auxiliary over here, put my 1 up there, bring the 11 down, and we're going to throw 1 11 here, and then 2 like that, and then 3, and then a 4. Okay, and then coming back down to here, go to your 5, and you're going to go 5, 5, and 5 like that. So let me mark off. Perfect, and put 1 more 5 like that. Nice. And I still need to mark off. Okay, so up here where we put the 4 11s, I believe it is, now we need 4 5s. 1, 2, 3, and 4 like that. Okay, so it looks pretty much like a kite. Okay, and now coming right, left to right again, we're going to start here with 2 5s. Yes. And now we're going to put our belt proper because we need that 1. And place that 1 twice. Is that right? Yeah, that's right. And then a 4 5. And then now we need some 11s back again. So flip this up, bring the 11 down, and throw that 11 1, 2, 3 times right there. And then on top of it, throw it 2 times like that. And then once, and then 1 1 like that, and then 1 1 1 like that. So that's how the 11 structure look. Okay, I need to mark that off to make sure I put that up there proper. Okay, I did. Okay, so now that we've done that, put, oh my gosh, those are 10s. All right, so I can't believe I did that. That's surprising. Okay. We're going to replace all of this with the proper color, which is that one, an 11. So, I made a mistake. Nobody here saying, Mammy, you made a mistake. So, easy enough though to replace. All I'm doing is, oops, break, hit, doing it fast. Okay, back on track. Now we have the proper number in place there, which are the 11s. Now we need the 10s, which is the brighter orange. And come back in, and we're going to fill in 1 10 there, the 2 there, 3 there, another row of 3, a row of 2, and 1. so that we get that pattern like that. There's more 10s, but for now, put your belt proper because we need to go catch up with those 10s and 11s that are running away from us. Okay. So the next row here starts out with a 4, just one of them. And then there are 4 1s and a 5. Those 1s are tripping me. I just don't remember them being that bright. But they are. Okay, the next row starts out 1 1, 3 2s and a 1. And we've already put in the rest, so we're good on that. Okay, the next row starts out, well actually the next 2 rows are entirely 2s to the 11. 2 rows. Easy peasy, look how fast we got past that. The next row is 5 2s and a 5 to the 11s. And now we're all caught up. See how fast we are. Bam. We just caught up just like that. Pew. Okay. The next row has 4 2s at the beginning. A single 5. And now 5 10s. So now we need to bring the proper 10 back down and hit it 5 times. So it looks like that. Okay, the next row starts out with a single 3. 2 2s. 5. And now we need 6 10s to the end. Yeah, buddy. It's looking good. Okay, keep that 10 in your 1 spot and throw 3 5s. And now we need 6 10s and then a 6 at the end. Gold. Okay. Next row starts out with those 10s. 3 of them. And now we have 2 6s, 3 10s, and 2 6s. Like that. Keep that 10 still in your belt because the next row starts out with 4 10s, 2 6s and a 10, and then 3 6s to the grid. And so if you don't know what we're doing and you want to do what we're doing, which is making pixel art, you can go back a couple episodes of this season and watch what we're doing, and you can usually I think I've been pretty good at putting every episode up on YouTube to watch as well. 6 10s starts that next row. 3 6s and a 10 at the end. Okay, we're almost done with this grid already. 2 6s and 3 10s start the next row. And 3 6s, 10 and a 4. What? That's weird. Well, it matches right up with this over here, so you can tell we're coming into something. Looks like his little cheeky in the side of his head. How cute is that? I love it. Okay, so now we are going to need to put the 10s away. But before we put the 10s away, there's one here on this next row. And then there's one on a diagonal of it, so go like that. And then there's one above that. Okay, so put that away now and get the 11. And with the 11 in hand, start the next row with one of them, and then 2 6s. Actually, it's a lot more than 2 6s. It's 1, 2, 3, 7 6s, sorry. And then there's the 10 that we put in, and then a 4. But you knew that was going to be a 4, didn't you? See, you're catching right on. Okay, the next row starts out with 2 11s, and that 11 is what we have in our current transient 1 spot. And then we have 5 6s. There's the 10 that we put in before, and now 2 4s to the grid. Very good. All right, now we're back to needing the 10s. So put the 11 back up, bring the 10 down, and start that next row out with 3 10s and 4 6s. That is a 10 that we threw earlier, and then we need a 3 and a 4 to the grid, like that. Okay, the next row starts out with 3 10s and 3 6s. Oops. Very good. And a 10. And then 1 1 3. So, before we bring the 1 back down, well, let's just bring it down. It's not that hard for us to do. There's the 1 in our spot. We're going to go 1 1 3. Okay. Okay, and so before we bring the 10 back, we're going to throw some more 1s, and they're all right here. So put 3 1s on this next row, and then another 3 1s, and then 2 1s, and a single 1. So it looks like that. And then you need the 10. So up goes the 1, down comes the 10. Coming back to starting this next row, it starts with 3 10s. 2 6s and a 10. A 5. And then the 1s that we put in before. So it looks like that. Okay, that next row starts out with 4 10s, which we have in our 1 spot. 2 5s. A 3. And then the 1s that we put in before. Okay. The next row has 4 5s at the beginning, and then 3 blanks. There's the 3 blanks. And then a 3, and then the 1s that we put in. Just like that. Okay, now we get a treat because we get to throw some 12s. And I don't think we've thrown the 12 yet. So here's 12. Bring it on down. Bring it on down. 2 12s. Ooh, I feel special. And now go all the way down here and put a 5 in front of this one. And that's it for that row. The rest are blanks. They look just like that. Keep that 12 in hand though. The next row starts out 8 8 12. Ooh. I do feel special when you get to use something rare like that. And then 1 3 at the grid, and that's it for that row. Just simple, easy peasy. Pixel art. 4 8s on the next row. Excuse me. And then over here at the grid is a 3, like so. And you might as well throw this 2 more times like that. We'll be done then with those next rows. Okay, and the next 2 rows are 7, 8, 7, 8 twice. And then the 3s at the end, so it looks like so. Okay, the next row is 3 7s and an 8, and then that's it. I mean for the row. There's the rest are blanks. And then another row of 3 7s and an 8. The rest are blanks. And then 7 7 8 8, like so. And then 3 8s on top here. And that's going to complete most of this one flower here. And then we're going to skip a row. And we're going to start out with some 3s. We'll be connecting these. Just skip one row and put 2 3s. And we'll be connecting these when we do this grid over here. And then 2 3s again. And then 3 3s. And then 3 3s and a 4. And then 4 3s. And then 4 4 3 3. And then again 4 4 3 3. And then 3 3s. And that completes that grid. Oh, look. Oh, it's a carrot. Oh, it's a carrot that he's holding. Oops. But as Z told us, we already know that that is not really what rabbits like. That's a myth that they like carrots. They'll eat them, but they don't really like them. She said they like hay and grass and pellets, of course, and things like that. But the rabbit thing was kind of a myth. So we were just like, what? What? All right. So we have this one more grid. And it's also got some blanks in it. It's got some more flowers in it. And a little bit on this side. And so I think we can get it done within our, or at least get this next grid done. I have that much more focus in me as long as I get a sip of coffee right now. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Even cold. It's deliciosos. All right. So go ahead and put your belt proper. And for me, I'm going to bring down my auxiliary grass. Because coming down to this here, I need grass all the way across the bottom. And for you, that would be a blank unless you are filling in. And then the next row has 2 6s. And then the whole rest of the row is blank. So for me, that's the grass. And then the next row after that is 7 7. And then 5 6s. And then for me, the rest would be blank. For me, that's that. So it looks like so. Just marking off here because there's a lot of blanks in this one. I don't want to be wrong. Okay, so the next row starts out with a 6 and then a 7 7. and then 5 6s. And the rest are blank, but I'm putting in grass, as I said. Okay, and then the next row, we can go right to left now. Starts out with 1 6 here, and then 2 blanks, and so for me, that's that. And then the rest are 6s to the grid. So it looks somewhat like that. And then the next row starts out with 4 6s, a 7 8 6, and then 3 7s to the grid. Okay, the next row starts out with 5 6s, 3 8s, 2 7s. The next one starts out with 2 blanks and then 4 6s. Now at this point, I'm not filling in any dirt because I'm going to let it see through the pixel art piece. And then 8 7 7 6. Okay, the next one be easier to do from right to left. So a 6, one little itty bitty 6, 3 7s, and an 8. That's it for the row. The rest are blank. And then just hopping up, it's an 8 here and an 8 here, and that's the rest. The rest are blank on both sides. Now coming to this little left 8 is where we're going to build from. And come up a single, that's it for that row, and then another one on top of that. But go ahead and connect that to the grid with the 8s. Okay, so it looks like that. Let me mark off. And now we can go ahead and start at the grid with 3 7s. And then 5 8s, and then it should have 2 blanks at the end. There we go, like so. That's it for that row. The next one starts out with 3 7s as well, a single 8, and then 5 7s, and 1 blank at the grid, just like that. Next one is just a single 7 followed by 2 blanks and an 8. Single 7, 2 blanks, and an 8. 1 blank, and then 7s to the grid. So it looks like that. Yep, it's a flower. The stem of a flower. Okay, so going back to the grid on this side, put 4 7s, and then on top of this 8, put another 8 like that, and that's it for that row. And then on top of that, put an 8 followed by 2 3s on the left. Oops. And then the rest are blank that way. Okay, starting at the grid now, we're going to do a single 4 followed by 2 3s, an 8, and then 3 3s. Rest are blank. The next one starts out 4 3 8 8. And then 4 3s. Nice. Next one starts out 4, 3, 8, 8. Four, 4, 3, 3. The next row starts out 3, 3, and then 3 sixes. 4, 3, 4. 2 blanks. The next row starts out 3, 6, 1. So I need to get rid of my auxiliary and bring that 1 down. 3, 6, 1. Then 2 sixes and a 3. And then 4, 4. This is only part of the flower. The rest of the flower carries over into that grid slightly. So we'll get to it. Next row starts out with a single 3 followed by 3 sixes. 3 threes and 2 4s. Blank at the grid. The next one has 6 threes at the beginning and 3 4s. The blank right in front of the grid. And then the next row starts out with 3 threes and a single 4. And then a single 3. And then 3 4s. Like so. Okay, the next row starts out with a single 3 followed by 3 4s. And then a single 3. And that's it. And then right here, 3 4s like that. Okay, so from there, we will be skipping 3 rows. So if this continued, it would, you can see, be right here. So, and to be sure, we can just test it. Okay, so we have our line, so we know it's here. So from there, we need to skip, we need to have basically 3 blanks. So 1 blank, 2 blank, 3 blanks. On the 4th one, put a 5. And I'm going to look at my pixel art, and it is exactly lined up proper. So it should look like that, less this. I'm going to get rid of my line so that because that's not part of it. Okay. Now, on top of that 5, put 4 more single 5s. Like that. And now we need that 11 back. So we're going to put the 1 up, bring the 11 down. And basic, we're just going to play with 11 and 5s for a little bit. So 11, 5, that's that row. 11, 5, that's that row. Okay. 11, 11, 5. And we can just continue on. We need 2 more rows of that. Let me mark off. And now we're going to need like 11 and 10s. But just put one 11 there like that, and then bring the 10 down. And then a 10, and then a 5. The next row is 10, 10, 5. The next row is identical. Next row is a single 10 followed by 2 5s. And there's more rows, but let's complete this and then we'll come back and make everything good. So after the single 10 and the double 5, there's one more single 10 with a 5 like that, and then a 5 on top of it, so that we have this flower completed like that. And that's kind of what we're looking for. Okay, so coming back to these double 10s right here, as you can see, we have a set of 4 double 10s, and what I want is this top left double 10 right there, and then go to the 5, and now we need 2 blanks before anything, so I'm going to put them in just so we don't get lost. We'll take them out afterwards. So I'm at this little quadrant of 10s, a 5, and now I'm making 2 blanks, and now I need a 12. So bring that 12 down and throw it 2 times, and then you can get rid of the blanks. And that is for sure the entire row there. Now we're going to move up from there, and I'm going to throw a head right here, put 2 12s. Nice. And throw that, and then get rid of that so it looks like that. And then we're going to do the same thing over here. What we're looking for is angles like that. And we're doing this all with the number 12. Just make sure that you keep your 12. So in between these 12s, throw 2 8s like so. Yes, we're making a flower. And up here, throw 4 8s like so. Let me mark off. Okay. Very good. And now we are right on schedule. We're coming to this little single 5 that we put in earlier. And now we're going to put in 8 12s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then a single 8. And if we had brought our grid all the way up, there would be 1 blank between this and the grid. And if you want to make sure that we did it right, there should only be 9 colors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I put 1 too many. There. So it should look like that. No, it should not. It goes to the grid. I apologize. I was looking at another line. So the grid would be right here if we had brought it up. And I can bring it up, but I think being that it's advanced, it's okay if you throw without a grid. You should know by now how to do that. But we can start at this grid and keep it, keep it somewhat organized. So right here, throw 3 12s. Nice. And then throw a single 8. And then 3 7s. 3 7s. 6 6 7. And that would be to the grid. And so we have that one figured out now too. And there is the grid, but I'm not going to fill that in. So actually, probably would be best if I brought the grid up because there will be replacements of that grid coming up. But I'm not going to. I'm going to test your skills. You'll do just fine. Okay, single 12. So we still have the 12 in our one spot. Single 12. And now a single 8. And now 3 sevens. Oops. 8 8. And then 7 6 6. Great. And then the next row starts out again with a single 12. And then a 7 8 8. And then a 7 7. And then 4 sixes to the grid. So we're just pretending that there's a grid right here, because there is one more color that we'll be adding later on. Okay, that next row starts out with a 12. And then it goes 7 8. And then 3 12s. And then 4 8s. Very good. Okay, the next row starts out with a 12. And then 7 7 8. And then 7 7 12. And now we're getting into some blanks, and so there's 3 blanks to the grid, and that's just right. Okay, the next row starts out not with a 12, but keep your 12 because we'll use it one more time. The next row starts out with 8 7 6. 8 7 6. 8 8. 7 7 12. Very good. Should look like that with blanks to the end. Next row starts out with 2 8s and 2 6s. We're almost done. I forgot to take a screenshot. And then a single 8 and 3 7s. And then an 8. So it looks like that. Okay, the next row starts out 8 8 6 6 8. And then 3 7s. And then an 8. So now we have 2 8s sitting on top of each other. Okay, and then the next row has 2 blanks in before you put anything, and then put an 8, 2 6s, 2 7s, and then an 8, and it should go in diagonally like it does there, and then on top diagonally again in with 4 more 8s like that. And there's that flower. Oh, it's so pretty. Oh, it's not the flower, it's the top of the carrot. I see. Right, that's that grid. Oh, we're so close to done. We're so close to done. Let's go down and finish it. It's very quick. But we won't do the grids because there's a lot of backlighting that I want to do in this, so I'll go ahead and do one more week. Okay, so here we are with our I have to back up here for a minute so I can see where I'm at. Okay, coming to this gold color here. Here's the grid. And put 2 more 6s, just like that. Boy, we're cutting this corner, aren't we? And then on top of that is 3 6s. Oh, it's right to it. And then 1 6, so it looks like that. And now we're going to jump 5 spaces and on the 6 put color. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's the 6 and it needs an 8. And I am looking and it is right next to these 7s. So that is correct. And now we need the next row having 2 7s, and the next row after that also has 2 7s. It looks like that. Now we need 5 spaces again, and on the 6th one we're going to put color. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6th one is a 3, and I'm looking and it does align up with the other 3. And then on top of that it's a 3, 4, just like so, and then a 4, 4, and then a 4, 4. And that's it. The kids are gonna love it. We have to come up here, it looks like, and finish something. Looks like there was something I missed, and I did. So, coming up back up here to this, I think these are number 8s. Ah, you just hate it when all this automatic stuff pops up. Okay. We're going to, at this break right here, skip 3, and on the 4th one put color. So 1, 2, 3, and the 4th one is a 4, and I'm looking and it is right next to the 3s. It's just perfect. And then we need a 3, 3, 4, and then we need 4 3s. Then 4 3s again. Then 3 4 4 3. Then 4 4 1 3. Gotta get my 1. And then 3 3. 3 3s. There we go. There's the top of that flower. I'm assuming it's really weird, but maybe that's supposed to be like a heart or something. I don't know what it is, but it is in here. Maybe it'll make more sense when we put the grids in. Oh, it's really cute. Well, all right. I have to quit. It's been an hour. And I don't want to rush my grids because I want to backlight some things and show some examples. So I will extend this for one more episode. But you know what we got to do. Oh, you know what we got to do. I have to go and do a clip. And I want to do a nighttime clip. So I'm going into my game, just so everybody knows. Going down to the daylight cycle area. And I'm going to put it on normal day-night code. And come back out. And so it should make it like noon, which it will. So now I'm going to go to sunset. Which should put the sun there, and it does. Very cool. And I'm going to go ahead and copy this. And so this is what I was talking about with some backlighting on these. I can go behind these and put this light here. I can make this flower 3D and essentially then go back over this and cover this. Like so. And then I can just bring this out too as well. All the other color. Oops. And at this point, you can just copy everything and just, you know, just copy come out too, unless you're backlighting. And if you're backlighting, which is that, then you have to backlight it and then cover it. Oops. Oh, gosh. Crazy. Like that. Okay. So let's do a clip. Oh, so you can see the difference in the flower between backlit here and not backlit here. And the same thing could go with this. I could switch this to honey block and make all this backlit, which most likely I might do. But for now, let us make a clip. Ready? Here we go. And 3, 2, 1. Bam. Grandmaster Bunny. 2026. Pappy says that's cute. End clip. All right. Well, hey, we did it. We didn't quite finish, but we will next week, and we'll do some really fun stuff with it, like the backlighting. Most likely, I will change out that yellow fur to honey block so that I can backlight that. And like I said, I'll show you one more time. You can make this kind of, oh well, close to a 3D puzzle piece or pixel piece by going around and doing this to it, so that as you come around, it will be thick. But it'll look the same on this side as it does the other. It's just a mirror image. And then you'll have two sides of lit and everything. Like so. And so most likely what I will come back and do next week, so if you want to prepare, is I'll throw the light in the back like this on these yellows. Then I'll come around get the honey block, because that will be replacing the one spot, my ones. And I'll be taking this out, putting that in, taking this out, putting it in like that. And it'll light it up as well. Just like the green does. Okay. Almost done. We'll spend an hour doing some detail next week, and then we'll finish out the season and have our little grand finale. Have a great Tuesday, and thanks for your patience in me being late. I'm so sorry about that. But, you know, life. It's just life. Give me a hug. Hug, 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 hug. See you soon. Go check out the moon. It's nice and bright and shining high. Oh, look at those evil things flying in the sky. I would love to kill those if I was in a different kind of game. I certainly wouldn't be standing here without no shame. I'd be dead, you know, because no, I'm not protected. They would kill me in a second, like I was infected. All right. Bye. Have a great day. Pappy says bye. Want to say bye, Pappy? Bye, Pappy. Bye, Pappy. All right. Have a great night, weekend, or day, whatever time it is for you. And if it happens to be Wednesday morning, have a great Wednesday morning as well. But it's Tuesday for me, so happy Tuesday. Bye.